We only used to go on holiday once a year, and we always went to Cornwall. And because we only had a small car and we stayed in a caravan, we had to take everything with us. And my dad had a box to go on the back because they took food and everything. And the back seats were piled high with all the blankets and the bedding, and then we had to sit on the top of that. So our heads were
up in the roof.
Yeah. And it took all day to go right down to Cornwall. Yeah, it was a sort of marathon journey.
As they said, those were the days.
We never used to go that far. We only used to go to Highcliffe, and Bernie's father used to take us. It was a terrible drive. Used to swear all the way.
As a child, my main memories were going to Cornwall. I used to like night driving. That was my favourite bit, because my dad used to, before seat belts came into play, I used to make us a big bed at the back. Me and my two sisters used to sleep on that, on all the duvets and everything, because you didn't have to have a seatbelt on there. And that was the thing of going on holiday, was driving through the night. So they're my favourite memories of it.
One of my first memories of a long journey was when I was first taken up to Glasgow on the overnight coach, and I can remember being there when I was really little, and we hit a cow in the middle of the night on the road somewhere. I don't know where it was, but it was pouring with rain, it was wet and it was dark, and I just remember this big disturbance going on, and in the morning it became clear that, we had hit a cow in the night.
We always carried a pair of tights in case the fan belt.
Unless a fan belt broke.
But did you ever know anyone that did?
Yeah, we actually did it once, and that's why we always carried them. And as I say, very deserted late at night across Salisbury Plain. It was in those days.
In those days, if you were going to Bournemouth, you'd check the oil and the engine and the water and everything.
Tell everybody where you're going, just in case.
Nowadays, you just take cars for granted now.
We had an MGA when we were first married, and the road trips on that were rather fun, particularly going out to the farm, because the MG is terrific on. We had lots of dirt roads, big wide dirt roads with lots of corrugations on them, and of course it would sail across that because the suspension is so terrific on it. But the fact that you got to your destination looking somewhat like a cross between a red Indian and something, you took your glasses off and you were just covered in red dust, because it's not leak proof in terms of the dust that came into the car. So I remember those trips. I don't know, I think perhaps other favourite trips would be road trips we've had in America, when we've been in nice big comfortable American cars, quite different, but just driving for miles and having dead straight roads, the lovely feeling of being on an open road and just going somewhere.
Well, I used to be a teacher at a sixth form college, and so what I used to do is when our college broke up for the summer holidays, this was 3 days before all the other schools would have broken up, so I used to just pack up and hit the open road and drive 8 hours straight to Fort William, get there about 3 o'clock, set up camp and just wander around, and just being near Ben Nevis was just so relaxing, and I just used to love that feeling of just being able to get in my car, hit the open road and just go.
But one particular occasion I was teaching first aid, and I needed the Reminiscences. It was in a big suitcase to take to one of the hospitals, and I couldn't get her on the back seat. The case wouldn't go in, so I took her out of the case and strapped her in the front seat. And I got very funny looks when I stopped at the traffic lights with this Reminiscences.
54, 5, I think we had a three-wheeler. We went to Loo, and we parked underneath a no parking sign because we were so low down in this three-wheeler.
Right.
We couldn't see it, you see, and we sat there for a minute. I mean, this was in the 1950s when there wasn't so much traffic about. And suddenly someone tapped onto the window, and it was a policeman, and he said very kindly and gently, "Excuse me, sir, do you realise you're parked under a no parking sign?" Of course, we hadn't any idea because we were so low down. That I think I remember about that.